We always
It's
do.
not anything like vulgar, but just.
Oh, please don't worry
Just
about
have
it.
to ask.
Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It should be the Click Talk pre-show, right? But it's not. I decided to actually have toy chats with a special guest, and I actually just told him in the backstage I'm having a little bit of a fangirl moment, but I'm not allowed to have it, but I have it with my boy Josh Pence. Josh, welcome. This is long overdue, and I've been wanting to chat with you for like the longest. I've been a fan of your channel for a hot minute.
I appreciate it.
And I'm gonna tell you, just because I have watched you, I love the fact. I'm gonna jump right into it like this.
Let's get it.
I love the fact that you don't give a shit about what you collect. You get what you love, and your collection is ebbed and flowed, and I love it. Like, I love it because I am very similar. My collection is ebbed and flowed over the years, and now that I'm getting into my mid 40s, it's like I turned 44 this year. It's like I know that my collection's finally settling into a place where I want it to just be the pieces I love.
Right.
And
yeah,
it's a tough
spot to get to. Yeah, it's a tough spot to get to, man.
Honestly. Welcome, Big Dub.
Oh yeah, we got
Christian from Toy Realms. Yeah. Just go to the comment section.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you'll start seeing shotgun. We got Code. Ooh, we got Foxy for real up in here. Big Z collects. We got J Rod. We up in here.
J Rod's in here. What's up, J Rod?
Yeah. And I'm looking to say hello to everybody. Thank you guys for coming on this special Wednesday edition. Because usually we all know we do this on Mondays, but I will sometimes make exceptions because I know that it's the guest schedule, especially when we're both parents and life is just got to kick you in the ass. It's like I know he has to get the kids to bed at a certain time. I know I got to feed the kids at a certain time. Yeah. So we do what we got to do.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on, man. So literally months for me to be able.
Dude, it's not even an issue. I know that we've been trying this, and trust me, I'm working with Cincy since last month. So is that Happy Dads?
Yeah, I know Cody and Brian and Seth are talking about that.
Oh yeah, I saw. Hey Seth, what's good? I saw that Happy Dads whole thing, 10 cases. I love it.
Oh man.
He's a collector of beer, folks. That's what we're gonna say. So the Happy Dad boxes.
Dangerous drink to have. And I don't know if you I'm assuming people know this, but so these are it's a hard seltzer, but it's in a beer can because the creators of this, long story short, they're YouTubers. They're pretty famous in like their realm, and they wanted to create a seltzer that wasn't girly, the slim can type of thing. So they developed it to look like a beer can, and they marketed it to look like a beer, not a seltzer. So they just released I think earlier this year, but they've been slowly rolling out to states. And when I was in Nashville, they just released them there. They just had their big thing. So when I found that out, Cody and Brian, they were nice enough to escort me to a couple liquor stores, and we ended up getting a lot. And I drank through all of them that weekend. And then during the Kentucky Derby, they released in Kentucky. So last weekend, me, my wife, my friend Billy, and his girl, we drove all the way. Not all the way, it was like an hour, but we drove to Kentucky, and literally the liquor store right next to our toy shop had them. So I was like, this is an every weekend trip. Go to the toy shop, get our seltzers that we can't get in Ohio. So that's the hunt now. That's what we're doing, is hunting for Happy Dads.
I love what Bill said in that video. He says, how many people are going to say that they can film from the fridge? I loved when he said that.
Yeah, so I'm sure I'm probably one of the only toy people on YouTube that's actively showing a hunt for alcohol. So sorry, YouTube.
Hey, you know what? Hey, listen, if it works for the algorithm and you got people, like I said, you have loyal fans that have followed you. And, I think that just when I remember I reached out to you earlier on when you were going through a low point, and I was telling you, hey, I understand where you were going through, because I was going through something very similar a couple of years ago, about a year before you went through your low point. I was going through something, and I felt like, hey, I know you have an established group of friends. And I said, it always felt good to reach out and, just tell somebody, hey, that doesn't know me, just to be like, hey, I'm glad that you understand what I'm going through. So
yeah, it's I've been through a lot of those, man. It's just one of those phases and funks that I go through. And it's really more along the lines. I mean, it's my fault because I'm very transparent, and I choose to show and tell my emotions on collecting and life through the videos, because I have built I don't even want to say community, but I have people that I've never literally met in person, but I talk to them, through comments, through DMs or whatever. And then I've also like everyone in here, Cody, Brian, Seth, etc. Like I've met them, and it's like a brotherhood, in my opinion. Like we're all like the best of friends, and YouTube brought us together, which is mind blowing to me. And I just I feel like I owe it to people who enjoy, quote unquote, enjoy watching my content, to let them know, like, hey, like I'm just not feeling it right now. Like this just isn't my thing. This is why I haven't been doing this, or hey, this is why I'm back, because X, Y, and Z lined up and I'm enjoying it. And thankfully, dude, I've put out a video every week since the beginning of the year. And
Yeah, you
I've
have.
been fucking loving the content making, the what I'm collecting now, just like because I just don't care, I guess you could say now, like I've done before. But it also helps that a lot of people that I am making content with are all like accessible again. I mean, obviously through the pandemic, like life sucked for pretty much everybody. Like that's just how it goes. It
Mhm.
is what it is. But you know, having Seth and all of them come up to Tennessee, and we hung out for the whole weekend. And then Billy, my friend, he's kind of back into collecting, so I have someone local again to enjoy it with outside of just my family. Like now we can go to shows, and you know cons are opening back up. There's shows, like 3 shows every weekend all across the world, it seems like. So now I can link up with Cody in Tennessee. Karina and I can hopefully plan a trip down to Atlanta, as long as gas prices don't reach
Shoot.
astronomical. Like, I mean, there are things that can prevent it for me financially, just because it's hard to make that investment, even though like it sounds stupid because I'm buying hot toys, but that's also like from selling stuff, like gas and all that stuff. Like that comes out of like paycheck money, so
Hmm.
it's just different. But we're obviously we're making a point to do that stuff now, because we lived without it for almost 2 years, and now that it's able to do that, my motivation's back. I'm enjoying the content. Like the IC video, like it was my favorite video I've ever made, and it was 52 minutes, 51 minutes long, and literally like 20 of it was toys. Everything else was just me severely intoxicated, going room to room, like just having fun with everybody, man. And that's what I want to start capturing now. Like I know Brian, he does like the Dub Life stuff, and I wish I could do that, but I don't have the stamina like he does to record while having fun. Like he has that really weird thing in his brain where he can have fun and record and doesn't miss a beat. Me, I'm either like recording or I'm having fun. It's hard for me to do both, because that's why I had Karina film. That's why I had Cody film for me, because for some reason when I have the camera, like I'm so focused on getting content versus like living the moment. So I mean, that's a very, I don't even know what long-winded answer I'm answering, but that's just how I feel now. So
No,
it
it's
feels
very
good
true.
now. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, your content's been fire. I love it. It's like it's definitely inspiring someone like myself that was going through something very similar. With I was kind of at an impasse with content because I'm a small channel. I was a small channel. I was something. I was you know the
Yeah.
Geek Depot for a minute, and I've been doing YouTube almost 5 years now,
Same with me.
and like I was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, why am I like, what am I doing? I mean, have I met great people? Yes, like King Bob, Smitty, JC, yourself, Big Dub. I can go down the list. Everybody that's come on this show has impacted me in a positive way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I feel like, for me, I was like, I needed that. And then when like January came through and it was like, I needed to do that show, I was like, Toy Chats has to happen. Like I
Yeah.
said, I got to revitalize what I love about the toy hunting. And it's not like I don't toy hunt like you guys do, where I'll go to the store and show it. I'll just like go there by myself, and then I'll show what I get in a haul.
Yeah.
And I think like for me, that's still fun. And then I
Yeah. I
have
mean,
my
absolutely.
kids with me, so it makes it even harder, because when you have a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old, the 12-year-old wants to do her own thing while the 2-year-old wants to do her thing.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't film, watch. I was like you. I'm like I can't split my attention that much.
Yeah.
So
It's tough, man. I'm very, I don't know. I guess you could say blessed that my kids, they both love everything that I love. Like it's so weird is such the wrong word, but I'm going to say it anyways. But it's so weird to have them interested in everything. Like Parker, Like I took him to Raw, Monday Night Raw, like 2 months ago. In 2 weeks, we're taking him to SmackDown. So Karina will
Nice.
be at her first live event. Parker will see his first SmackDown. Because to me, I believe both brands are completely different live shows. I've been to
They
both
are.
now. When Cincy was in the area, we went to I think 2 SmackDowns, a live event. Um, we went to a Starcade that was like a pre-recorded pay-per-view, which was hilarious, and then we went to like a Ring of Honor show. So for him to be in all that, he obviously loves Star Wars. He loves Marvel. Riley loves anime. She's into like Dragon Ball a little bit, My Hero. She loves Star Wars, Marvel. Karina, same thing. Like this whole household. If I say, hey, let's go to Chicago for C2E2 for the weekend, there's no complaints. Everybody's like, awesome, let's do it. Like we've went to Indiana in the past. This year we went down to Lexington for Lexington Comic Con. All of us, like we went to a whole entire wrestling expo for an overnight. Like, so
That was cool.
it makes it a lot easier because I don't have to feel guilty for like wanting to go do that or enjoy it, because I know that like 70% of that trip they'll enjoy. Like obviously, because when I went to Celebration years ago, Karina was like, "Oh, why don't you ask me to go to the thing?" And I'm like, "Babe, this is literally standing in line for like 6 hours in a row. Like this, nothing is fun about this. Like you're sleep deprived, you're drinking the whole time because there's nothing else to do standing in line. You're barely eating. You literally eat like once a day, and that's like when you have a break, and that's it. Like that's all we're doing. Like it seems fun, but there's literally no fun in this. And I've had to build them up by taking them to smaller shows and all that, but." Yeah, like Brian said, Dragon Con. Like that's something that he's been asking me to go to, and Karina and I, and now because I believe it's pretty family friendly during the day, I would assume. So like that's something that I know that the four of us can drive down and go to, and we can go to the con, and then at night we can all go do non-toy related things, which generally is what happens when we all hang out. Because I'm telling you, man, the more I'm into this, the more I just want to hang out with my people, and no toys, zero, nothing. I
agree with you. That's where I'm starting to move towards, and I've been noticing it, and I think it's because I've gotten older, and I'm a little bit more family oriented in myself. Because me too, in this house, my wife reads books, but she's also like into Stitch. We're like into Disney. You know, my daughter, I don't know how old your daughter is, but my daughter's like 12, and she's into My Hero. Oh, that's awesome. So she's into anime. Like, I was like, man, I told Dub when I come down, if I ever get the chance to go down to Atlanta, our two daughters would kick it off big time because they're both into the same stuff. And now she's starting to show interest in wanting to wrestle, get into wrestling. And, awesome. I love it, and the little one, she's my spitting image, and I love her. Yeah. But it's like she has my wife's temper, which I can say that because she's not home. But she's got her temper, and the geek baby, I love her to death, and I feel like she's gonna grow up and be just as nerdy. Let me answer some of this stuff here in the chat.
Yeah, my
Bob
bad.
said that I'm not a small channel. You're right, I'm just myself. I only say that because, Bob, you know how I feel. Sometimes it's like, a lot of times people care about like, their quality, and I care more about the quality of the content than the quantity of content. Absolutely. I can put out 100 different videos, but if I put out 2 quality shows, that's what matters. And Toy Chats with you, Bob, Smitty, and JC has been that, and the Click Talks. Let's see what else here. Yeah, talking about some other stuff. Hi, Joseph Grohl, you've been a long time supporter, and I will say, John, you do have a. Cody saying that he wants to have you do a collection video of your hoodies.
So stupid.
Hey, I mean, I would love to see it. Exactly, Seth. 100% quality over quantity, because you could put out 50 videos and they suck, but if you put out 1 or 2 good videos, that's all that matters.
Yeah, so, I mean that's how I started my channel, man. Like I only do 1 video a week, and I'm lucky to get a live stream now. But like when I started my channel, I mean, I was like switching to YouTube because I love talking about like YouTube and analytics and all that stuff. So like switching to that real quick, just to give you a background of like how I started it too. I know you didn't ask, but I'm gonna say it anyways. When I started my channel,
I will ask, so go ahead.
When I started my channel, I don't even know how in the hell I came across toy hunting on YouTube. I think I was looking up like Star Wars Black Series things or whatever, and I just started watching random stuff, and I came across Cincy's channel, and I noticed that he was obviously in Cincinnati, and I would type him in the comments, and he would reply, and I thought that was cool as shit because coming into this space, getting somebody who you're watching on the internet responding to you is cool. To me, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be someone with 45 subscribers and 6 views. If I say, hey, great video, where did you find this, or what do you think of this, and they reply, I'm like, that's cool because you took the time out of your day to reply, you know. So I started talking to him on Facebook. I forget what the Facebook group was called that he was a part of or whatever, but I got into that, and I sent him the Star Wars Celebration exclusive Luke. It was like the foil card back, the X-Wing pilot. It was like big. Because he was talking about in his videos that he wanted to get it, and I got a couple off of Hasbro when they dropped them, and I sent him one for his birthday. And I already had a channel at that point. I think I just put out my first video, and I wrote him like a handwritten note because I appreciate those. Like when people send me stuff, or when we trade, or when I buy, like I literally have a whole box full of like 100 plus notes. And I just told him, I was like, hey man, like I have a channel, like if you're interested, because that's how I approach things too. And I also want to give a tip to anybody who's starting a channel: do not ask people directly to watch your videos. Don't say, check out my video. How I worded it was, hey, I've watched your videos for a while. I just started my channel. If you ever have some free time, I would love to see what you think of my videos. I was inspired by you, yada, yada, yada. Like, because I personally, I mean, I've gotten emails, I've gotten messages, comments. Hey, check out my video. No, why would I do that? Sorry, but you're just saying, check it out. You're not selling me on that. So I said that to Cincy, and he shouted me out. I got like 150 subscribers off of that video, like over a week. And I remember looking at my YouTube Studio app, and I was like, oh my God, I'm at 200 subscribers. And I just posted my first video like last week. Like, it was crazy. But the way that I started my channel was very methodically. Like, I watched people's videos and I would comment, great video, cool pickups. And then once they saw me, that's when I said, hey, by the way, I just started a channel, yada, yada, yada. And then people would watch. Like, I got so many people that I watched to comment on my videos saying, good job. Good, you know what I mean? And that didn't boost my subs or anything, but it got people to watch my videos. And I knew they watched it because how they commented and all that stuff, right? So when I started with that, I focused, I guess what I'm getting at is the quantity or quality over quantity, because I only do one video a week. When my channel was booming, and I'm talking like I was getting over 1,000 subs a month, like 300,000 views a month, I was doing one video a week. And I don't know how that worked, because some people do 2 or 3 videos a week and they don't get that, you know, growth or whatever. But I was talking to somebody earlier about this exact same thing, because they're asking me about a camera, and they asked me what camera I used. It's like an $800 camera. I told them, don't buy that. Just use your phone. And if you keep liking the videos, then buy something. But I chose to never record with my phone because I didn't enjoy the quality of the phone that I had at that time for the videos. So I invested heavily on the front end, and thankfully it paid out to where it's like I don't know. I guess, I mean, I have a good channel now, I guess. I mean, people do watch, I get views, there's subs, there's all that cool stuff, you know, but I've made friends, which is the main thing, to be honest. I mean, if I remove YouTube from my life, dude, I don't know who I would have to talk to be honest, man. Because I have...
Oh, dude, you have friends. Trust me. Have, through this community, you have definitely, if you were to just say up and leave YouTube, these people would still be your friends.
But I'm saying if I never did YouTube, I would have zero people to talk to, because the one friend that I have from high school, I don't talk to anymore. And Billy, who is local, but he found me through YouTube because he's a toy collector. So it's just like, it's just crazy to me, everything that YouTube can bring. And I mean, this community is small enough to where it's like everybody realistically knows everybody. Like, everyone's heard of everybody. Like, you know, I'm sure the big people, Pixel Dan, Shartimus, all those, they've they've seen us. Like, I'm sure we've popped up in a recommended. They've seen our title. They've seen our channel. Like, it's just known. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
no matter, like you say, you're a small channel. I'm a small channel. Shartimus is a small channel. Like, in the realm of YouTube, everyone in this community is a small channel. It's just perspective on what we grade, these channels at. So I definitely agree. Quality over quantity. And speaking of quality, shout out to Seth, MCE, What's Poppin', Collector Shot. He has 900 names, 50 videos a week. That
I mean,
man,
he's
like he
busted his
said, he's
ass.
the hardest working man on YouTube, and he has
Oh
two
yeah,
words for you.
I agree. I remember when I had him. Oh yeah, that's what's popping. I love what they said, but that's 3 words. But
Brian
I'm gonna be
said, "Isn't
real.
that multiple words?"
I'm gonna tell you. I think that the fact that, like you said, is perspective,
Mhm.
and I think that that's what's helped make it where I care more about what I do and who I've met. Like I've met you through here, and I've talked to you several times over the years. And it's like, when I think about it, I'm like, man, I've followed Josh, and now I'm actually getting him to the point where he's actually watching my show without me even saying anything. Like when you came in the chat, like you blew the chat up. Like it was funny because our chats are very like usually timid.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you came in and everybody was like, "Yo, Josh is here," and then everybody just started talking, and it was like it became so lively, and I was like,
I
"That's
love it,
dope.
man.
I
I'm a
love this."
long-winded talker, dude. You literally have to tell me to shut up. Like that. That's
Oh
how
no, I'm
bad
the
it is
same
for
way.
me.
I'm a native New Yorker that lives in Charlotte,
Yeah.
North Carolina. So trust me, I love to fucking talk.
Yeah.
My wife gets mad. She says I married a Northerner. And she
Yeah,
got a Yankee baby.
Cody actually witnessed it firsthand. So when people come up and talk to me at cons, first of all, it's mind blowing that people say, "Hey, I'm a fan of your channel," or "I watch your videos." Like that's crazy to me in person. Online is different because obviously it's very easy to find a video. But there was someone at IC, and he was just talking to me or whatever, and Cody was standing there, and he eventually walked off. And because I kept talking to this guy, because I'll ask him, "Hey, what do you collect? What are you here for? Is this your first time on a con? Have you been to a convention before?" Because some people, dude, I talked to them, they're like, "This is my first convention ever." And I'm like, to me, it's just like, whoa, because I mean, here in Ohio, dude, in the surrounding states, we could go to 2 a weekend if we wanted to. So
You literally have a lot.
it's always cool. And plus, dude, like, I don't know, man. Like, there's some people that get enjoyment out of talking to someone that they watch on the internet. Like I said with Cincy, like it was so cool. And then within like 2 months, I was on a hunt with him. I was like, this is wild. So I just try to, talk to people, man, and just be down to earth. Because the last thing I'd ever want is someone to watch my videos and be like, damn, he looks cool. And then they come up to me, I'm like, hey, man. And then I just zoom on by and I'd be like, whoa. Because I mean, I've had run-ins with people that I appreciate or I watch, and it's like a 3-second conversation. I'm like, okay, well, never mind then. So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a super long talker.
Oh, dude,
Nat's
that's
in
okay.
here. What's up, Nat?
We got Nat. I love that. No, bro, please don't ever apologize. When you on this channel, you can cuss, you can do whatever you want, because I keep it very lively, very easy. And
Nat's
Bob,
the
I know
guy,
that you were
I
supposed
see.
to be here.
Yeah,
And
I'm
Bob
bummed
was
that
supposed to,
they aren't here.
yeah. And so I'm sad because Smitty's still at work, but JC got COVID.
Oof.
So he and his wife both are sick. And then Bob
Another.
texted me this morning that he's got a sinus infection.
Oh.
I'm still fighting my sinus infection, but I'm able to talk.
Man, I'm a jinx.
And breathe.
Holy.
Oh no, not you. Not you. This is my mother-in-law. So last week my mother-in-law tells me, "Hey, you gave me your sinus cold." I said, "No, I have bad allergies." I said, "Whatever you had, you gave to me. I've given it to my daughters, and my wife's the only one, bless her heart, that does not have it."
Yeah, it's tough, man.
So 3 of us are miserable in this house, and it's that time of year. It's what it is.
Yeah.
But we make it through. It's what it is. I mean, like I said, I'm not canceling tonight. I said I will medicate myself up, and I did. And I got my drinks right here next to me. I got my bottle of water. I'm gonna stay nice and hydrated.
Yep. Flush it all out.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, Bob's here in spirit, and I know.
Appreciate
the thing is, whenever we get a person like yourself on the show, we always are like, we watch your videos. We always want to compliment the work that you do, because you help establish a community of collectors that a lot of people even myself before felt like it was an untouchable area. Like I could never enter that circle. And I remember saying
Yeah.
that to Seth. I said that to Dub. And then when I finally got to talk to Dub, and Dub and I had that great conversation with Smitty and Bob,
Mhm.
it totally changed my mindset. And I appreciate Dub from the bottom of my heart. Brian's a
Yeah.
freaking amazing dude. And I don't just say that because he's here and he's your friend. I'm saying that because just Brian is a genuinely good person.
Oh, he has that effect on people, man. Like I can
No,
literally
he does.
attest firsthand. Like not to gas him up because it's not like he even wants it. He hates when people praise him, to be honest. But it's just well, not hates, but it's just one of those things. But
Oh,
that guy has done more for me, more for Karina, like completely separate. Like they have their own text thread. They talk, whatever about everything. Like he's helped her on some situations that I never even found out about until it was over. He's treated us beautifully as a couple, as individual friends. I mean, he's blessed us with trips to Atlanta. We went to Myrtle Beach. Like he invited us on his family vacation, and we had the time of our lives in Myrtle Beach. Like that, he's not even really a friend. Like I've told him before, he's like my big brother. I'm an only child, so I've never had a person that I can lean on. When I don't even know if you're aware of this, but when that thing with Matt Cardona or Zach Ryder, however you want to, when this debacle happened about the shirts, where he stole my slogan and put it on a shirt, and a bunch of my community attacked him, and he contacted me through Instagram. Like he was the first person I called. I was like, dude, how in the hell should I handle this? Because he's, just the wisdom is through the roof on that guy. So I've leaned for work, for personal reasons, for YouTube, collect, like so many things. Like it's my mom, my wife, and Brian are my favorites in my contact list. Like on iPhone, you hit star, the 3 contacts in my list. The 3. Like it's just because it's just so frequent that I would turn to him for anything in life. So definitely one of the most genuine people on the planet that I've met, and that's why I just call him my big brother, because it's the
and I'm gonna
ridiculous
flip that on
relationship. What's up?
I'm gonna flip that on you right now because I think you, sir, have actually proven to be just a genuinely good person as well, because I've seen you drop things to go be there for your friends. And you filmed it, you've talked about it on the various social media platforms. And I think that one hell of a good thing in me as a judge of character is I only associate myself with people that are going to bring me up and make me a better person and make me feel good. Like my wife, I used to have like 25 friends I used to always talk to. I have literally 5 friends that I live here, that I love to death, that are my family, that I love them. And, that's to me quality. I can call these people, Bob, JC, Smitty, I can call them and talk to them. They've been seeing me through my worst. They've seen me at my best. They know about my kids. They know about how my wife and I are. They know when I'm going through something. And like you said, it's like, I've had those conversations with other people, and they're like, man, when you make your friends like you've met through here, it's such a great connection that we had this, especially through the pandemic era. It's sad we got to call it that, but it was like we had the pandemic era for everything, for sports, for sports entertainment, for YouTube. A lot of people couldn't connect with their friends or their family, and this was their only way to do it. And I feel like this has been a great platform for me to like connect with people I've always wanted to talk to. And eventually, like someone like me, that I grew up with siblings from different moms. My dad got around. And I have I pull no punches on that. And I'm close to my siblings now as an adult, but I was an only child. And I grew up like that. And people are always like telling me like, but you don't act like that, Dre.
Yeah.
Because I choose to be gregarious. Both my mom and my dad were very outgoing people that cared about people, that wanted to always do more, and when you're an only child, you try to be the loudest person in the room so people could hear you. That's at least how I look at it.
Yeah.
But I definitely been, like I said, for me, this is a good start for like to visualize and put a face to our friendship, because I've been wanting to like have that like just that chat with you.
Yeah. So I'm glad to do this. I mean, I love doing these kind of things. Like when I did the collector shot with Seth like months ago, like it's just fun because a lot of it's obviously toy themed, because that's like what we're all known for. But I mean, it ends up just being a conversation at the end of the day, which I enjoy. So I mean, if you want to talk some toys, dude, like we can obviously do that or whatever. I don't
We
know
can.
if you
I
for
kind of
some
like what
reason
we're
have
doing.
questions for me or whatever, man. But I'm
No,
down.
I like
I'm an
what we're
open
doing
book.
now.
I'm an open book.
I kind of like where we're at now. It's like I mean, like it's like I don't even know what to ask because I feel like I want to open some questions up for the chat and see if they want to ask any questions of you or I.
God,
Actually, I'm the host. You ask Josh if you guys have any like here. I'm gonna say like right here. Cody was like you were at his wedding.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I stood in his wedding, and that was like low key. That was early on in like our friendship because that was, Jesus, it was like that was a long time ago. Actually, I don't even remember. Sorry, Cody, but it was a 1 day trip that Karina and I did. We drove down. I think the night before the wedding, we did the wedding and then we bolted back. Like we were in Tennessee almost less than 24 hours to do that. And
That's
I
awesome.
mean, that's not like crazy. I mean, Brian drove up for my birthday for 24 hours from Atlanta. So it's just like he surprised me for my birthday when I was live streaming and then slept on the couch. We grabbed some lunch and then he headed right back down. Like, so that's the kind of people that I've obviously surrounded myself with too. And I know that outside of everyone in my friend group besides Jared, because he's bailed on me like 3 times on hanging out. If I called anybody and actually needed something, I know who I could call and that would be there for me. And I would be the same way. I mean, if someone honestly needed me that bad and it was in my friend group, like I would do everything in my power to do that. And some of these people I haven't even met and I'd still do that for them. Like that's how it is. I mean, I met a guy on Twitch through the pandemic. I streamed because I was on unemployment. And so in Call of Duty, you can load in and you're just paired up with someone randomly, you know?
Mhm.
And I was doing randoms and I met up with this guy. He was hilarious. Like we kind of vibed or whatever. We ended up playing every single day, Monday through Friday for 6 to 8 hours a day, Call of Duty for months. And he invited me to his wedding, never met me. And he's like, hey man, I want you to come to my wedding. Now it's unfortunately probably not going to happen because of everything going on. But I mean, I still have the wedding invitation and his fiance, she's super cool with me. She's like, yeah, you and your wife come along. Like, so that's what's awesome. And if he called me and was like, hey, I need something or whatever, like I would do whatever I could for him. And I've never even met him. But that's just how like the friendships form. And we have our group chat. You know, we talk literally every day. Like we FaceTime, like all of us. It's wild. The friendships that I've made through the internet that I consider to be like my best friends that I would almost do anything for that I could through the internet. It's just wild to me. So
You can see what Seth just posted. He said, doing randoms, you say.
You know it, brother. So I get more happy dads in me.
Oh my goodness, that would be a great stream in and of itself. It's like, hey folks, you really want him to go do that? I'm gonna bring some more happy.
That Nashville stream would have went on for like another half hour. I don't even know what would happen. I think I drank 4 happy dads in that hour. It was and I was already pretty toasted through there. So not that I'm an alcoholic or anything, but I was going through.
No, you listen. You're an adult. You drink responsibly. We will state that he drinks responsibly.
I was responsible, right, Seth?
Cody held the camera.
Oh, he did. I mean, yeah.
So and Dub was kind of Dub and everybody else was there. So you didn't have.
Brian took over my live stream for a while, so that was nice. Yeah.
OG was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were safe.
Yeah. Mike was calling me out on how much I was drinking on stage, though. He did reference that a couple times.
Hey, listen. I mean, I've God, Lord knows how many times before I got to where I started doing the show, I would drink on the streams and people would laugh because they're like, oh man, Dre's gonna I'm unfiltered already. And Lord knows that when I drink, I get more unfiltered to the point that if I don't like somebody, they know. Yeah. If I think you're full of shit, you're full of shit. And I say it.
True.
I don't pull that punch. And I try to be blunt because in my time in life has taught me that if I'm real with my friends, people will be real with me. That's why this has blown up the way it has to where I like to be that way. And that's one of the reasons I love watching you, because I felt like I was like, man, I have this kinship. I was like, man, I would brag about you to a lot of my friends and say, man, there's this YouTuber that I've watched with other guys I watch. And I said, I feel a kinship to him because he talks about shit and just keeps it 100.
Yeah.
And some people do. I would say every YouTuber I watch now is 100%
Oh,
themselves.
dude. I mean,
You know,
everyone, and I'd say my circle because I'm talking from like my point, but like our circle, everybody who's, you know who it is. Everyone who's been in my videos multiple times, like I consider them my circle. So any one of those guys, they're literally probably better off camera than they are on camera, to be honest. Because a lot of them try to stay quote unquote brand friendly. Besides Seth, he's a loose cannon. That's my man right there. I would almost, yeah, I would honestly say every one of them better off camera. Not saying that it's in a negative way, but it's just the way that they are on camera. You can literally expect that and more once you get to know them. And like if you run into us at a convention and we're all huddled up, I don't know. I personally think I'm better off camera than on camera. That's the only reason why I'm saying about these guys is because I know how they are off camera, at night when we're having fun, doing crazy stuff, challenges and whatever else Brian can put us through. That's that's why I say we're better because we're just more of ourself. Because some people, like I said, when the camera's on, you got to be professional to an extent. Like you can't just be belligerent on camera
of
when it's going out
course.
to the Ethernet. So that's what I love about my group, man. I really feel like we've put together a great group of people, a great community that if anyone comes up to any one of us, whether we're all together, individual, it will be a good time. Like we always make sure to have whoever is coming in to say hi or whatever to feel included, to have fun. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Brian, I mean, Jesus, someone comes up and says hi, he'll give him, say, squeeze it, ride a horsey, rub it, like he'll do anything. And they love it
It's true.
because
Very true.
because then they start to feel like they're in the group, they're part of the videos because what they watched for years, they automatically get to do. Like it's awesome, man. Like I don't know. I really respect everyone that I'm friends with, man, because they really do treat people the best, even if it's the first time they ever met them. And like I said, I've met some people that I watched that didn't treat me great. I didn't have a good interaction with, I guess you could say. So I appreciate those things more now, especially since I've been on both sides. I'm the creator, and I've also met a creator that I've watched, and it's gone poorly. So.
See, I think on both ends of the spectrum, it's happened with me like that, and that's where I started wanting to leave the platform for a long time.
Mm.
It's like I was like, man, I'm, you know, getting a lot of hate because I was like not fitting into a cookie cutter mold that people were expecting of me, and
Mhm.
I'm one that does not ever want to conform. I don't believe in conformity. I tell my kids both. I have three kids: my 16-year-old son, my 12-year-old daughter, and a 2-year-old little girl. And I've told all three of them, do not ever be a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Be different, because I hate it. I was always told to be, you're going to be this way, you're going to do this, and I'm like, no, fuck that. I break the mold. Some people don't like my personality, and I get that. I'm an abrasive personality. One friend of mine has said it, and she's my best friend, love her like a sister. She tells me all the time, she's like, to know you is to love you, because it's either they love you, Dre, and they're like, I'm going to be his best friend, or god damn, you're a pain in the ass, I don't want to know you.
Mm.
And my wife says the same thing. She's like, I love you, but sometimes you drive me crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Comes with the
I,
territory, right?
exactly. And I'm like, I always feel like I'm like, if I were to ever come there, it's like I always say, like I told Dub, I said, me and you get along, and he's like, Dre, of course we would.
Yeah.
It's like, and I know that there's certain people I would click with, just
Oh,
because.
for sure, man.
And
Yeah.
it's like I love it.
Mhm.
What I was actually, there's one thing I was going to ask you
Let's
about
get it.
collecting that I noticed you stopped doing,
Okay.
or you do it a lot less. What happened to the comic books, the
Dude,
slabs?
what's I don't you're in like the Facebook group, the Pence
Yeah,
Pack? Yes or no? Okay,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
literally like 30 minutes before I hopped on here, I'm going through all my comics to sell. All my Marvel comics to sell. I'm keeping all my Star Wars. Because
Okay.
I'm doing the same with my Marvel Hot Toys. I'm keeping like 90% of what
Scarlet
you
Witch.
see. Yeah.
Scarlet Witch is being kept.
Yeah, literally anything that I got like as a gift or something that is like sentimental to me, I'm keeping Marvel wise. But I don't need three Spider-Man. So I have the stealth suit, the one from No Way Home, what's it called, the monkey suit or something, Spider
Oh, the Night
Monkey,
Monkey.
something, I don't know,
The Night
Night Monkey.
Monkey.
Thank you. Yeah, Seth gifted me that at Toylanta. Obviously, keeping that. And then I'm keeping the homecoming suit look of Spider-Man. Then I'm keeping Hulk, Mark 7, Mark 85, Widow, Scarlet Witch, because this is like the infamous Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
And then I have Black Widow, Hawkeye, Endgame Thor, Infinity War, or I'm sorry, Endgame Cap, Infinity War Thor. That's all I'm keeping, and I'm moving those to the side, and I'm filling everything else up with Star Wars. All my comics I want to get rid of. That's Marvel, only Star Wars, because I've just I've gotten to the point, man, where I have my Marvel representation of Hot Toys, because this is, to me, this is the best that you can get Marvel wise, unless you get into like the XM Studios, like the multiple thousands of dollars
Oh yeah.
statues, like the Iron Studios Sentinel stuff that Brian shared.
Ooh, that
I think
stuff
it
is
was last
gorgeous.
weekend at Battleground Comics, I
Yeah.
think, or whatever it was. Outside of that, these are the best things you can buy from Marvel, in my opinion. So I don't I don't need two long boxes full of Marvel comics that never see the light of day. Um, I don't need wrestling cards anymore because it's financially impossible to buy them thanks to Panini. Um,
Hmm.
I just I don't need any of that anymore, man. Because I've gotten to the point where I've fallen back in, not really fallen back in love, but I've heightened my love for Star Wars in terms of displaying it, enjoying it, etc. And I've gone on a bender of buying Star Wars hot toys. Like I bought 8 in the past 2 weeks. Thank you to my wife for buying me one of them. So technically, I bought 7. Um, and I'm just enjoying it, man. Like I really, really like. I love it. And dude, Hot Toys is killing it with
They
what
are.
they're coming out with. Dude, Sideshow has like, I think like 8 or 10 in stock Hot Toys right now, and I want every single one of them. Like it's ridiculous how good everything is getting, and I'm enjoying it, like thoroughly enjoying it. And that's what I need to keep me in this. I always need that freaking carrot, right in front of me. And I got my 2 D12 shelves of wrestling figures, so I'm good with wrestling there. That's my display for wrestling. And whatever I can't fit in these 2 shelves, I don't need for wrestling. Because shout out to Danny, he's in the chat right now. He sold me a big lot of figures to kickstart this damn addiction. I sold
Mhm.
off some of those. I gave some to Parker, and I did a trade. I traded a freaking Star Wars hot toy for like 40 wrestling figures, and I'm selling off some of those because they don't fit. Because I don't need this, dude. If you could see the behind of the camera, it's ridiculous, dude. It's totes, it's boxes, I
Oh,
got
bro.
40 sealed Lego sets for no reason. Like, I'm just done. I've gotten to the point, man. I want Star Wars 90%, 10% is miscellaneous. So I
I'm with
have
you.
my NECA Ninja Turtles, man. I got 2 detail shelves for when I open those. I got some Black Series for photography because me and Billy, we're going to start doing photography again because we used to do that before the pandemic, man. Like that was our thing, dude. Like we had loved going out. Like he's great. Like that's what his Instagram account is Toy Bills. It's just figure
Oh, yeah,
photography.
I've seen Billy's stuff. I've been trying to get
Yeah.
him on the show too because
Good luck,
I
dude. I'm
love,
trying to hang out
uh,
with him, and I live 30 minutes away.
bro. I would love to pick his brain about the stuff, the pictures he's taking because they look fantastic.
Dude, if you would see, he inhales his vape, puts his camera in front of the figure, blows his vape, takes 613 pictures, and then finds a good one. I'm like, dude, how do you do this? So
Wow.
it's all with his phone. It's crazy. But shout out to Bills, and also Mythic Legions. I used to have a ton of Mythic Legions back in the day. Sold everything to pay for the engagement ring. Everyone knows that story. And then I've slowly, and by slowly I mean 2 figures and 1 troll, gotten some of those because I'd love to start taking pictures of those things again because they're great for photo or for figure photography. And full transparency, Seth, Mike, Kent, Brian, just like everybody is getting into Mythic Legions. Brian was in them already, but he's back in. So influence, duh. It's making me want to have them again. So I've told myself I'll buy a good handful of those for toy photography, just to have some cool stuff. But the reason why I'm not doing comics, once again, long-winded answer, is because they just sit in a long box, man. Like I'm keeping all my slabs because whenever we move or if I decide to do something in this room, those are easy to display versus raw. Because I think I probably have like 10 or 15 slabs. You know what I mean? Like nothing.
Yeah, you had that kick-ass Venom slab that I remember you bought. Then you bought like that
Oh yeah,
Gwen slab. I've like I said, I've been a
dude,
long time fan.
somebody sent me that Gwenum pool.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was the first appearance of Spider Gwen, and it's a 996 CBCS, I think.
that thing is
Dude, when I opened that thing, I was like, what? I looked it up. It's like a $600 comic. Like it is
yep,
expensive.
it's beautiful.
Um, yeah, I love it, man, and I love slabs. Like I think Brian explained it on a video. I don't even know when. It could have been an old one, but it's just there's something about a comic displayed in a CGC slab specifically that is just appealing to the eye. You know what I mean? Like it's already framed. It has the cool little label. To me, I don't care about the grade. I just want the comic in a decent condition. Like I don't want half the cover missing, obviously. But like, yeah. So I'm keeping all those. My good friend Kyle, Slapshot Toys, he sold me the entire run of the first Vader series. So first appearance of Dr. Aphra, one of the Inquisitors, I forget which one it was. First appearance of Black Chrysanthemum. Like he sold me all those raw. So one
Nice.
day I would love to get those slabbed and hung up, but Marvel wise, it just doesn't do it for me anymore,
Oh no,
unfortunately.
trust me. I think I 100% like when I saw you guys start doing the Mythic Legions. I had picked up two before
Ooh,
you guys had all started getting into them, and I got into them because I'm a huge fantasy D&D like fantasy nerd that
Lord of
I
the
am.
Rings, that
Yeah,
kind of
Lord of the
stuff.
Rings. Like I am completely head first in loving that stuff. And my wife was like, "All right, well, you collect expensive stuff. Like I collect Super 7 wrestlers,
Mm,
and those are like $50 a pop." And I'm like, I said, "Yeah, but the Mythic Legions have more value because they're really one of a kind, and they don't really re-release a whole lot of them."
yeah.
And I then took the two I had and resold them because I lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, I can't, you know, fully invest into this anymore.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what am I going to do? I was like, well, eventually at some point, whenever I decide to, I can get into it if I want to. But then I was like, man, do I really want to get into another black hole? Or do I just want to like fill out what I currently have?
It's a deep black hole,
Because
man.
it is. Everything is when you think about it, like wrestling toys, like when I watch Seth, I feel bad because I know he wants to go get like that Shawn Michaels, and I've seen the price of that Shawn Michaels. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
But
So
I get it. It's a
that's
very slippery slope on what you want to do. But I agree with you. I want to have space, and I feel like right now I look around and I'm like, fuck. There's a whole bunch of shit to my right. There's a whole bunch of shit to my left. A
yeah.
whole bunch of shit behind me.
Dude,
You know, and thank God
when
for
we end
art.
this, I'm gonna send you a picture of my room at its current state, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's ridiculous, man.
I'll show
It's
you mine too. I'll send you a picture of mine because oh Lord, you'll be like Dre, what the
dude,
fuck? Because
yeah,
my wife, she gets happy when I go on Mercari and she hears that I'm selling a bunch of shit. She's like, yes, but
yeah.
then she's like, fuck, you still haven't got rid of everything else. And I'm like,
Oh,
I know,
dude,
babe,
yeah,
I'm trying.
yeah. It's like, and plus I have shoes too. Like that's a thing that
What size are you?
size 11 in Jordans.
I have a pair of the red, they're black, red, gray, and white Jordans.
Hmm.
They're old school. I don't wear them. I was gonna send them
That's
to you
sick,
because I don't wear them.
dude.
They don't fit me. I'd rather give them to you because I know you wear shoes.
Like this is the
You
top.
don't have the ones I have. See, I'll send them to you. You don't have them.
Yeah, like, and then I have a couple off camera, like nothing crazy, but I mean those are all like some of those I haven't even worn yet, and I've had them for like over a year. But like that's another thing that I've dumped a lot of money into as well because these fuckers ain't cheap.
Oh hell no!
I mean,
Dude, this shoe game's
for
real.
for people who don't know, there is not a shoe on that shelf that is under $400, and the highest one's probably close to $1,000. So
Woo!
yeah, it's ridiculous, and that's not flex. It's just being honest, just for people who don't know, because it's. I
Shoes
mean,
get expensive.
oh yeah, dude. Like some of these shoes I look at, I'm like, dude, why is this worth $800? There's just no way that I would actually pay that. But I bought them when the market was low, and you know, obviously everything goes up in value if we're lucky. So, and then Jesus Christ, what else? Oh, speaking of wrestling figures, that's another thing. I have too many of those now. Like I have my DTOF filled. I have a men's division and women's division shelf. That's all I'm allowing myself. Brother, I filled that up and I turn around. I still have like 30 or 40 figures left. Like, dude, I just can't do it. So I am restricting myself and everything that I can't display, I am not having it unless it's obviously like something that I just have to make room for, but I really want it. But if I haven't looked at this thing in 6 months and when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that sold. Doesn't matter what it
That's
is,
how I feel.
dude. It's
If I haven't looked
ridiculous.
at it and I have nothing, there's no emotional connection to it,
Yeah.
then get out. Let me get the money and flip it into something like my kids, like or into the collection.
Mhm.
However I want to use it, I'll do it with something else because I 100% don't feel like
It's
if
not
it's
worth it
worth
at
it,
that point, man.
it's
It,
not.
no matter, because obviously, like I am very transparent when I sell stuff. I post it on every sort of platform I have because I'm trying to make money, and I get shit for it all the time. Just like, oh, you just bought this 2 months ago. Why are you selling it? Well, things change, dude. Like it's just, it is what it is. So when,
It is what it is.
yeah, dude. But what, like when I sell stuff, it's just like literally 99.9% of that money is going back into the collection, or it's buying me a plane ticket, a hotel to go stay somewhere and do other things. Like I
Mhm.
always use my collection to fund itself or to fund trips, anything. I mean, when I bought all that stuff from Brian from his sale that he blessed me with, like, dude, I used that. It was like 2 plane tickets to Atlanta. There was concert tickets, I think, bought with that. Like, there was a lot of stuff that was bought that I didn't have to pay for out of my pocket because I was able to make money off of selling things. And we talked about this on the Nashville live stream. It's just like I just don't understand why people care so much about what you're doing with your money when I do
Exactly.
not
And I
give
love
a
what
shit
Dub
about
said.
what you're doing with your money. Like literally
Yeah.
at all.
I love what Dub said. He's like, it doesn't matter. It's like people do what they want to do. It's what we want. So
Yeah.
I have two things here in the chat. People are asked. People have said.
Maybe.
King Bob says that he wants Seth and he wants me to have basically get stone cold stunned by Seth.
It will
So
happen. I mean, it's a
it
possibility.
will happen. We can make that happen if I get to hit him with a Cody cutter and afterwards. And um Dre by Cody, he says he wants me to ask you about the muffin.
Yeah.
So is this something that I should ask you about, Josh?
Yeah, no, you can't. I don't. Karina, is that muffin available? You don't know where it's at? Okay. So years, I would say like 4 years ago, probably. Actually, it could have been. Yeah, it was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. Cody, Karina and I visited Cody, or we did a Lexington trip. I forget what happened first. Where him and his now wife, we met in Lexington. We drove down there because it's like a halfway point, and we hung out, yada yada. And then a couple of months later, they came up here to hang out with us. And at his hotel he stayed at, um, he had a muffin or something. I think from like the breakfast or whatever they sent, or I had the muffin. I forget like the start of the story, but long story short, it was this little thing in like a cellophane wrap, right? And I kept it somehow. I don't know how I have it, but literally as of like 2 weeks ago, Karina says she doesn't know where it's at, but I promise we still have it. Like 4 years later, dude, I still have this damn muffin, and it still looks edible. It's hard as a rock, but it could pass as edible food, which is embarrassing for that company and us as Americans. But yeah. So that's the story of the muffin, is that the fact that I've had this thing in my cabinet for like 4 years, and I'll randomly send it to Cody, be like, look what I still have. So
Wow, that's a great picture. It's like, you'd be like, hey Cody, check it out. Bing.
it's, and he couldn't believe it for the longest time, because it was probably like a couple years before I sent him like the first time that I had it. He's like, there's just no way that you still have it. I'm like, absolutely, yes I do. So that's the
I
muffin
mean,
story.
that's always what you got to do. You got to have something crazy. I think every friend has that story.
Yeah.
Like you guys, the muffin, and I love that I've been made a part of it. Cody, thank you for letting me in on this, because I would
Clearly no
like
one knows
that
who I
a year
said that.
from now, when I have Josh and I sit again and talk about this, we have you on the show. I want that muffin to make a special appearance. Maybe we can have the muffin travel. We
Hey,
can have a little thing.
it did. It traveled. Cody and I did a friend box a long time ago where each month, or it's like every month or every other month, we had a box, and throughout the month or 2 months, whatever we did, we would just fill it with random shit that we thought the other person would like. And this was back when Cody was doing his Foxy Friday live streams, and I was doing like Wednesday and Saturday live streams like crazy. And then when we would get the box, we would open it up on a live stream, and we called it the friend box. And there was a couple of times where we sent that muffin back and forth through each other. I mean, it's definitely been between here and Tennessee quite a few times. But speaking of the friend box, that was a great idea, Cody.
I
Probably
actually love
us.
that idea.
Oh,
I
dude,
like that
we've
idea.
sent some crazy shit to each other. Like he sent me a bunch of comics one time that was, um, they were what are they called? Tradebacks, right?
Oh, the
Like
paperbacks.
yeah, where they're like 6 or 7 issues in one like
Oh yeah, like
binding. Whatever.
the trades.
Yeah, trades. Yeah, there was one time he sent me like 6 or 7 of those, so I got to experience all that. I've sent him like a Chase Pop, Mezco stuff. Like, dude, we went pretty crazy sometimes to where it was definitely worth getting it. So
I think that
talking toys, muffins.
Muffin chats with Dre. Yeah, we could totally do that. I like I said, and I usually try to send like a thank you note to everybody that comes on the show as a professional courtesy. I'm not ending them right now, but I'm just saying I like to usually do that. But I do want to send you those shoes because those shoes are sitting in my closet and they're collecting dust, and I'd rather somebody wear them that will fit them because I'm a size 12.
Oh, shit.
So
Yeah, well, that's definitely not needed, but a thank you note is good enough.
hey,
for sure.
listen, a friend can. I'd rather send. Hey, I can't draw for shit. But no, I was gonna I'll send you something afterwards, just as a thank you. Yeah, like I said, dude, I try to. Everybody that's come on the show, I try to do something. Like Dub, I sent them though. He was looking for this rare Power Rangers books, and a friend of mine from New York mailed me, and I had already the same books, and he sent me like the rare comic 1 out of 25s.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Exclusives. So I was like, I already have these. So I was like, here, Dub, and I mailed it to him. He was like so happy, and I was like, that's pay it forward. If it's gonna sit here doing nothing, I'd rather, have somebody that's gonna enjoy it and make it feel, like loved.
Yeah. I do have a question for you. Before we got on the air, you were talking about the Marvel Hot Toys and stuff. If you could pick a couple of Hot Toys like now, like what are some that you would enjoy?
Me?
Would you think?
If I had to pick, oh Lord.
Yeah, I mean, I know you said like it's just not something that you're able to collect or whatever, because dude, they are stupid expensive.
Yeah,
but
financially right now I couldn't, but if I could enjoy, like, I would love to get a Captain America because I'm a huge Captain America fan.
Which one?
I would love to any of them.
Okay, so you're just Captain fan in general. I got you.
Yeah, I like the Infinity War one, the end game ones. I had the original. I had the first Avenger one. I actually had Hot Toys many years ago.
Nice.
But I lost. I got divorced, and this whole life fell to shit, and I had to sell all my Hot Toys. I had the Bones Iron Man, Black Widow, first Avenger Cap.
So you had Hot Toys before they were like hyped.
Yeah, I had Hot Toys before they were hyped.
Yeah, like when they would just sit on Sideshow site forever.
I worked at a store that sold Hot Toys, and I was able to trade my collection in and pay out of pocket the difference. And Cap was one of them. I'd love to get a Cap. I'd love to get the Spider-Gwen from Into the Spider-Verse and the Miles from the Spider-Verse. Yeah, those are like the three I would want. Iron Man has always been. I love those die-cast Iron Man ones. They're fucking beautiful.
They're crazy, man.
I love, like, when I saw OG get the one with the actual
gantry.
The gantry. Oh my god! I was like, that shit is.
Dude, the Hulk poster is even crazier. That thing's like a small child.
It is, and the thing, the box is I picked up the box at my local comic shop. Yeah, and I said, God damn, this thing is fucking heavy, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
those would be like the three Marvel ones if I had to pick those three. Because Spider-Man's another fan. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, but like, I mean, like, I'd like to get the black and the anti-ox suit.
Oh yeah, the video game one, right?
Yeah, the anti-ox suit one. I think it looks, because that was my favorite suit in the game.
That's a cool game.
I did like the one, the Hot Toy that they sold with the Stark bot from Far Away From Home that Seth had picked up.
Was it the drones?
I think it was the drone
with the Mysterio drones and stuff. Yeah. Where you put them on it, correct? Yeah,
like those shits look dope. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think that was like I would like to get a Ronin because I like Hawkeye.
Yeah,
as Ronin, not like Hawkeye, like in the regular Hawkeye.
Yeah, like have him with the whole get.
I want him with the ninja garb. I would get the Hawkeye actually from the Kate Bishop show, from the Hawkeye show.
Those look great. I mean, Kate Bishop looks good too. To be honest,
she looks fantastic.
Those Hot Toys look great.
But those would be the ones, like, if I had to pick, it'd be a Captain America or like an Iron Man, and then definitely the Miles and the Spider-Gwen, because like I'm a huge mark for those. Like I would love to own those.
Yeah, those are good ones. Man. The animated ones, the from the Into the Spider-Verse stuff, dude, they look so good. The Spider-Man, honestly, is probably the best one out of the ones
Yes,
that they've released from it. Looks so good. That's
and they
crazy, man.
are. They
Yeah.
put in so much work into those, and it's just like I'm floored by how beautiful they are. Like I'm just like wow. Like it's like I love action figures, so when I look at an Iron Man figure, then you look
Hmm.
at the hot toy, like it's oof, oof.
Yeah, it's a big difference, man. And like that's why I switch or I've been switching my focus, I guess you could say, to Hot Toys. Because dude, when I look at them, they're like, damn, these are awesome. Like I don't really can't see, but like that Chewbacca over there is probably one of my favorite Hot Toys
I see the
out of
Mando
all of them.
and the Darth Maul.
Yeah, the
That
Darth
Darth
Maul
Maul
is
is
crazy cool.
fire.
Yeah, I like that one for sure. I mean, and a lot of these are starting to gain like stories behind them, so they're more like sentimental to me. For instance, like real quick, like the Darth Maul, like Karina and I opened that on a live stream when I got back into Hot Toys. Um, and dude, that pose took us literally like an hour to get. Like
Wow.
because each part of his robe, whatever the hell you want to call it, is like bendy wired. So I got a still frame from the movie, like when, like right before Duel of Fates actually starts, and he's like at the when the doors open and he like gets into his
Yeah.
little fighting stance. We got that, so that has a story behind it. Same thing with Krennic. That took
Yeah. That
forever to
Krennic looks
pose,
dope.
dude. We like you can't see it, but behind his legs, we like rolled his cape up like it was weird. We had to watch a video on stream about how to pose him because the cape was just not working. So that those two will never leave that pose. These three, Chirrut, Jin, and K2,
Yeah. K2's
though
dope.
these all three came from Brian as a thank you for helping him with the live sale. And all three of these were originally mine, which I sold to him when I was paying off Karina's engagement ring secretly. So to get these three back, those will never leave. And then the same with this Scarlet Witch, because Karina surprised me. This was the first hot toy she ever bought me. She surprised me for my birthday. Had no idea. And then I sold it to Brian, and she was very upset about it, but I couldn't tell her that it was for an engagement ring. So I had to play it off like, oh, I just don't like it anymore. So I got that one back. That's never leaving. Um, yeah, the Chewbacca and the Princess Leia, I found like last year at a shop. I got them for retail. They were both like a $400 figure, and I got them for retail. Like so now I'm to the point where when I look at these, I have a story behind them, and it just makes me that much more invested into keeping them because now there's really no reason for me to sell stuff unless it's to just make room. And dude, when I go to sell Hot Toys, it's like picking my favorite kid. It's like, well, I like this. It's like a 9 out of 10, but this one's like an 8.8 out of 10. So I got to get rid of the 8.8. Like it's tough when you have this many and you're attached to this all of them on which ones to pick. So
You're
it's
right.
tough, man. It's
Yeah,
tough.
no, they're 100%, dude. It is like
Those are
I
awesome.
look at your collection and I love like how you, Cincy, Seth, like you guys each cherry pick your stuff and have it so well displayed. I mean, I'm like right now our office is a complete mess and I'm trying to fix it up so I can actually have everything the way I'd like it. But even still, it's a work in progress because
Yeah,
I'm
your
getting rid of a
backdrop's
lot of stuff.
different than your other ones,
Yeah, because I
right?
switched where my desk was.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah, that's what
switched.
I thought.
So my wife's desk is in the corner because my wife doesn't really work in the office. She likes to work up in the bedroom or in the living room. So I took her desk and I set it up because on the back wall I have like Nendroids and
Yeah,
Mafex up on the top,
I
and
see
then
that. Sick.
I have some Mezcos that I got to unbox, and then I got a shelf over here with D&D books, comics. Because when I was teaching in the classroom, I had graphic novels for everything, for all my
Mm,
kids. So I have triples and doubles of like
nice.
graphic novels that are sitting up here that I'll never get rid of. I give it to my wife so she could take them to school, so she could use them with her kids because she still teaches.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool.
it's I got Lego sets too. I got up in our closet. I have the Milano, the Domo.
Oh wow.
I got Mandalorian sets that are like no longer in print.
Oh yeah.
And I did it because my daughter likes Lego, and
Mm,
I want to use it as a project for us to
yeah.
build because I'm looking to see if she's upstairs, but she doesn't know that we're taking her to where her birthday's December 1st,
Nice.
and
Parker's
she's
is
turning
26th.
she's turning 13,
Mm,
and what we're doing is her biological father lives in Tampa. we're gonna go down. We're gonna secretly go down to
See where this is
Orlando.
going.
We're going to Orlando, and then I'm taking her to Galaxy's Edge.
Oof.
And her and I are making a lightsaber.
Oh,
And that's
dude.
how you're turning 13.
Yeah,
Making your own lightsaber.
Dude, Galaxy's Edge has so many lightsabers that I want. It's ridiculous because at Toy Department, obviously they're the mecca of toy stores in our area. They have a lot of the Galaxy Edge, the pre-builts like Ray, Maul, like all those sabers that are you can only get there. And I'm like, man, if I just was closer to Florida or I knew someone who won all the time, just something. I was like, dude, I would collect these because these are so awesome. Like extremely cool. The sabers and the helmets that Hasbro's coming out with, killer. It's hard for me not to go completely full Star Wars now, man, because years ago, like all we really had was some Hot Toys. Because to be fair, Hot Toys really rode Marvel's dick hard for a long time, and it was like 40% Star Wars, 60 Marvel. Like it was every Iron Man, every Spider-Man, every Cap, boom. Like every version, it was always made. It was this. And I guess to be fair, Star Wars really wasn't like doing a whole lot. Like it was like one movie every other year, and Marvel had one like 2 a year at some points. So now it's like I said earlier, there's like 8 to 10 Hot Toys in stock on Sideshow right now. All Star Wars, all great. Like I won every single one of them. So now it's kind of like, well, I've loved Star Wars all my life. Do I just completely shift to that and just have like very, very minimal other things? Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm doing. So the helmets, the saber hilts, dude, I want all of that in my collection. I just want like full on Star Wars, like everything I can think of. I just want from that. And
like I said, I'll be there. I'll be there in December. So you just let me know, bro. I'll text you, be like, yo, Josh, I'm here.
Yeah, please. PayPal, Venmo, all that stuff. It'd be instant ready for me. Because, dude, I would love, because we went to Disney 2019. I mean, it was before Galaxy's Edge even opened up. And like we went to the Star Wars store or whatever they had there. I forget what it's called. And we made a fucking droid. Like that was all we did. I was like, I made one for Cincy and Billy. Speaking of Avengers. Was that
for Avengers? That's my ringtone from my phone. My brother was like, my brother knows I stream. And he loves that I'm a YouTuber, and he's my little brother. And he always calls. He'll be like, Dre, he's like, you streaming? I'm like, yes, motherfucker, leave me alone. So I love him to death. Don't get it twisted. He's great, but
it's funny.
I was like, bro, Wednesdays I'm streaming. I'll talk to you later. It ain't that important. But yeah, like, God, trust me. Advantages of having a little sibling, and then I have 2 older siblings. So I have 3 younger siblings. I have 2 younger siblings, a little sister and a little brother. And then I have 2 older siblings, an older sister and an older brother. And I'm the middle. So
dead middle.
Yeah, I'm like literally, it's like my little brother's 31. I'm gonna be 44. My little sister's 26. My older brother's 51, and my older sister's 55.
Sheesh. Yeah, you are right in the middle.
I told you I'm smack dab. Like,
yeah.
And it's hilarious. I love it though. Like I have friends that range in the age too. Like I have friends that are like in their early 30s and 20s, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm friends with you, but I am. And then I got friends that are in their 50s, and they're like, how am I friends with you? Yeah. Here, let me get one person. She wants to say hi.
Let's do it. What's up, chat?
The Geek Baby's gonna say hi.
Hello, Geek Baby.
Yeah, this is Rory. Say hi.
I miss having a little one.
Can you say hi, Mama?
She's like, no, probably not. Stranger danger.
She's not feeling so hot. You want to say hi to Josh?
Danger.
You know what, Josh, at the comic shop. You like him.
Stranger danger.
Oh no, she don't play.
Dre, adopt me. I need a lightsaber.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I can't help it. It's just I knew like this trip is literally for the kids, not for me and my wife.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. That's how it should be. I agree. But you gotta have fun too.
Oh, we are. We're going to.
Exactly.
It's our anniversary. So it's our 5-year anniversary. It's the first trip for the kids.
Oof. So it's like a lot of milestones checking off the box.
Oh, bro. And we're getting buttons for every single one because it's going to be Rory's first time going, Lana's first time going.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I have been before.
Yeah.
And then it's our anniversary. So it's like we get that one.
Oh, yeah. So the bank account will be rolled out that trip.
Oh, we already just to not to flex. We already priced this whole trip out, and we've already paid the trip off, and it was 40 for 8 days, 7 nights. It's like $4,200.
That's not even expensive, to be fair. I mean, and everything that's going on now to get that long, that's great. Because
I mean, we were surprised.
Dude, nowadays, like everything's doubled in price what it was 2 years ago, last year. So to get that, you said Orlando, correct? Like that's where
Yeah,
you're
we're gonna
going.
be in Orlando.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, we were very surprised because we caught some good deals, and we were like, and we're going to take my littlest one. This one, she's an Elmo fan, so we're taking her to SeaWorld to go to Sesame Place.
Yeah,
so
dude, you said 4,200 for 8 days, 7
8 days,
nights.
7 nights. Yep,
dude. During the pandemic, when hotels were the cheapest, I took Karina to a very nice hotel in Cincinnati, $800 for one night.
Woo!
I would much rather go to Disney for however long you're going for $4,200 for
dude,
the whole family.
Oh, dude, I know. And this is our first, and it's funny because this is our first family trip together. Nice. So it's like
That's
awesome.
It's
a very big deal. It's like,
oh, dude, absolutely.
I was like, I told my wife, I said, when I was a kid growing up, my parents, before they got divorced, we'd always go on like one family trip a year. And, I have to do this. So it's going to be too much fun. I think it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, dude. Hope you have a good time, man.
I'm going to be streaming it. I'm already going to be meeting a couple of my friends that are on YouTube that I've met are actually going to be in Orlando. They live there. So I'm going to meet them while I'm there. And we're going to do a toy hunt at Disney Springs. So
that's where we went. Thank you. Yep.
See, I knew if I said it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to do even a guy's trip. Like, I've even jokingly done stuff with my friends where I'm like, yo, let's go do a guy's trip to Disney. They're like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, are you serious?
Dude, 100%. 100%.
Thank you, Mama.
I'll be doing that hopefully sometime because since Seth and Mike are there, well, obviously they live there. Like, both Mike and Seth have invited me down more times than should be acknowledged because I'm embarrassed that I haven't taken them up on it. But yeah, they've told me like come down anytime. Like OG has Airbnbs on deck, and he's like, anytime you guys want to come, the whole family, like we'll just all split an Airbnb and we'll just have fun with Disney and go to the shops and all that stuff. So, and now Cody's talking about splitting the Disney trip, so we'll probably be down there at some point, man. I would love to get together because that'd be fun. Because my wife,
that would be it. That would be awesome.
We've both only been once, so we'd like to go where we can enjoy it this time. Because Parker was really young, so we didn't get to do a whole lot of stuff then. So
yeah, Rory's going to be 2, so I don't feel like she's going to be doing a whole lot.
She'll still love it though.
But she'll still love it because I'm a big kid at heart,
Yeah, absolutely.
So
good stuff though, man. Well, I hope you enjoy the trip, dude. I mean, I know it's like
we will.
Literally 6 months away or whatever.
I know, and I'm salivating because I can't wait. I'm like, I cannot wait.
Hell yeah, I would be too, man.
It's great. Fun, man. You gotta enjoy the time with the family. Absolutely. What's wrong, baby girl? Oh.
Okay, Jared. Weird flex, dude. And Uncle in a mansion. All right, Jared.
Hey,
maybe if you came to Ohio when I invited you, I'd go.
Listen, I mean, hey, you're always welcome here, dude. Like, if you ever come to North Carolina, let me know. I'll hunt with you, hang out with you. We got kids that are the same age that can hang out. I'm always down for that.
Is Asheville in North Carolina?
Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours from where I live.
Okay, because Karina really wants to go to Asheville. Like there's
a lot of great breweries out there.
That's exactly why she wants to go. So I mean, we'll be there at some point in our lives in the near future. So whenever, like obviously, I'll hit you up and see what we can make happen that weekend. That'd at least be cool just to meet. You don't have to.
Yeah, I would love to hang out with you.
But yeah, it'd be cool. Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm an open book, dude. I'm down.
See, look at that, folks. Like I said, we keep it real. Nobody has to argue. It's fun times, man. Fun. That's what the whole purpose of doing this shit is. Making friends.
Asheville is 45 minutes from you. Is that what he's saying?
If he's
from Knoxville,
yeah,
he's like in the Knoxville area.
I'm like, if he's looking at Tennessee, if he has to drive this way, yeah, it could be.
It's only
because there are parts of North Carolina that do creep over into that way.
Cody,
so we could actually have the 3 of us meet up.
What the hell are we doing, dude? Karina and I will come hang out with you guys, and we'll just go to Asheville and just do whatever. What the hell? Yeah. Well, that's the thing that's going to happen because I know Karina will want to do that. So it might be in the very near future now.
See,
not know that. Good job, Cody.
Cody setting up the friendships right here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Broker in the friendships. I love it.
Thanks,
folks.
Cody.
LFG.
Yeah, let's get it, baby.
Throw up that flag like Final Fantasy back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, thanks for having me on, dude. I know I have to
Bro,
run, and I know you have to run
no,
too.
I know.
But seriously, thank you
This
for
has
having
been
me,
so
brother.
much
I
fun.
appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Guys,
Well,
everyone in the chat, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. This has been just fucking awesome. I've had the most fun.
Next time you can get the other guys on, have me and Jared on together. If you want some real entertainment, let's do it. J-Rod, you down for that? If you're still in here, that would be great. It's pure entertainment there. So I would love to come on here.
We can get Bob and Smitty, and then we'll get Jared. We'll get all 5 of us on at the same time.
Yes, let's do that. And then Cody, we could get Cody too.
Oh, what? We
or just individual. And I'm just saying, like, whatever.
Well,
but
Cody and I are talking right now. We're
good.
trying to get him on there too, because I hit him up and he didn't get the message because Instagram sucks, folks. That's why I have to text people nowadays. I got to get people's numbers.
Dude, you got a primary, a general, and then a request. It's hard for me to maintain.
Exactly.
It is hard for me to maintain what's going on. So.
All right,
J-Rod, let's do it.
Guys.
I'm gonna put you on blast in front of the public. Just wait. Oh shit!
I love it.
Well, chat, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys coming by and listening to me
it was
talk
awesome.
Nonsense for an hour. So appreciate it.
Exactly. And we folks, as always, just watch your head on the way out the dungeon. And thank you. And as always, stay geeky, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
And our